Want it and enjoy it, my 8-week group coaching program for women who are ready to actually desire sex and experience pleasure is open for enrollment now through Friday, May 1st at midnight Pacific time. If you are ready to stop avoiding sex and start actually enjoying it, this program is for you. Check out the link in the show notes. You actually talking is one of the best ways to ground yourself in the present moment.
The question then becomes, what do you talk about?
Welcome to Reclaiming Catholic Intimacy, the podcast for Catholic women that helps you improve your sex life, strengthen your marriage, and embrace God's design for love. My name is Ellen Holloway, and joining me today is my semi-regular co-host, Kathleen Chovanes. Pillow talk. Talking during
Pillow
sex.
talk. Let's just be forthright here and admit that this is a little bit out of our comfort zone, particularly my comfort zone. Okay, this is a topic that we're talking about because you all wanted us to talk about it, not because we wanted to talk about it.
I don't know.
But it is an important thing to talk about.
I was actually shocked that I hadn't addressed this on the podcast. I don't know. I've talked about talking during sex in various episodes, but I was actually surprised we didn't have an episode on talking during sex and pillow talk.
Yeah.
And so here's the episode.
Here it is. We'll see where this goes.
All right. So let's start off with the fact that talking, physically, putting words out in your mouth. I'm trying to say.
From your mouth.
Out
to
from your
your
mouth.
Spouse. Communication. The verbal way.
You physically, verbally, getting words out instead of just thinking them or motioning or whatever. You actually talking is one of the best ways to ground yourself in the present moment. It is extremely difficult to be talking and for your mind to wander. Unless you're reading a script, then it's pretty easy for your mind to wander and you talk. But if you are deciding the words that you are saying, it is incredibly difficult for your mind to wander. So if you are wondering about a surefire way to stop your mind from wandering during sex, strike up a conversation, chit chat the heck out of your encounter, because that will keep you grounded.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think, you know what, now that you say that, I realize that's the case in retrospect. It's you can
Sure.
I can think back to being oh yeah, I guess that does do that. That works without ever realizing it on my own. I think that's a great point. And I think the question then becomes, what do you talk about? How do you speak during sex?
So let's dive quickly into maybe what not to talk about first, and then we'll discuss some solid topics. As Kathleen and I were brainstorming this before we hit record, I was there's not necessarily any topic that is strictly off limits for conversation during sex. The important thing that we have to remember, and this is where kind of those boundaries come up, and they're not boundaries to stop you from having fun. They're boundaries to give you full freedom within the act, actually, is that sex is a loving gift of self. It is a highly dignified act. You and your husband have great dignity in yourself. And so when we are talking during sex, it should be always upholding the dignity of the act and the dignity of the person. So therefore, words that are deemed inappropriate, that don't uphold the dignity of the act or the person, those don't make sense within the context of sex. Because sex is a beautiful, again, highly dignified act. And so when we start getting into bad girl, bad boy, obviously these are the super G-rated versions of the words, everybody, okay?
Or even naughty.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever those sort of negative connotation
they're
Words
not
are
upholding the dignity of the person, and they're not upholding the dignity of the act. Even the phrase, and we were discussing this before we hit record, even the phrase dirty talk is not upholding the dignity of the act. And it is, that phrase actually is really harmful to those of us who like grew up in a lot of purity culture. Kathleen, you were mentioning this to me.
Yeah, that you just think to equate sex with dirtiness, right? Like with that's the dirtier the better, right? Or like the more bad, the naughtier, right? The better in terms of sex. That's going to be really hard for anyone who has struggled with purity culture to get into, right? And it's because it's not dignified, right?
Well, and the
but
act
really it's
isn't
like
dirty.
if you've and it's not, and that's the thing, it's a lie, right? It's really
is.
just a lie of, it's just another perversion of sex. That it's, oh no, this is bad, it's naughty, but it's so good. It makes it like a temptation rather than a renewal of your sacrament.
Right. When we're focusing on, oh, you're being a bad girl, you're being a naughty B word. I almost said it, and I was like, ooh, it's not how we roll on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, if that had slipped off your tongue so naturally, I'd have been like, whoa, Ellen.
Okay, I was just in Australia, you guys. We are recording this like 4 days after I got back from Australia, and language is so different there, you guys. Like, bad words are just like not colloquially bad, and like radio and TV does not have like language barrier limit. There aren't like words that have to be like dubbed on like TV and things like that. I was talking to my brother-in-law about this. It was wild to me. So it literally almost slipped off of my tongue because I have been around a lot of language. Like a lot of language lately.
Funny. That's so funny.
Anyway.
Yeah. But I think that, like you were saying, like those words, it's not representing the truth of what sex is.
Yeah.
And again, like those of us who grew up in purity culture and are struggling to recover from purity culture, right? This is just going to make you even more uncomfortable. It's going to make sex, it's not going to heal your relationship with sex, right?
No,
this like quote
definitely
unquote
not.
dirty talk. You need the truth of what it is, right? That it is an act filled with love, filled with commitment, right? That's what needs to be portrayed to heal your relationship with it, and your perspective of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, overall, like, now, is that to say that you can't like say anything to turn your husband on? Or absolutely not. And I think that sometimes it's funny because I think I literally said to Ellen, I was like, I don't do this, so I don't know what we're going to talk about, but here I am now.
No, you've got plenty to say, Kathleen.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Holy Spirit activate. No, I think that for me, at least, and I think there's probably a lot of women who can resonate with this, it's not premeditated, right? To premeditate conversation that's like a turn on is very awkward, very strange, doesn't feel comfortable. But yet when you're in the moment and you are enjoying it, all of a sudden, like, things can come out that just they really, I'll say for me anyway, they can really just uplift my husband, like, emotionally.
Yeah.
It's like both a turn on, but also just what's the word I'm looking for? Just like a confidence booster.
Yes.
I think things like telling him what he means to you, like telling him what he's doing well, telling him that you are his, right? And nobody else's. Like, things like that in the moment are things that dignify him.
Right. My body belongs to you. This is all
right? Like,
yours. Do what you want with it. Like, those are scriptural. 1 Corinthians 7, right? My body, do what you want with my body. It's all yours. Like, those can be very exciting, very turn on. Yes. But what Kathleen is saying, this isn't a scripting type thing. Don't take that word and be like, that's what I'm going to say next time during foreplay.
And don't.
It doesn't work like that. Like,
And that's what I think is so beautiful about it, is that it really is like something from the heart, right? Yeah. Because it's not premeditated. So I wouldn't take this, sure, you can take those things that we just said and like meditate on them yourself a little bit. But really, this isn't like we're going to tell you some lines to use. We're going to tell you, here's what's okay to say or what's good to say. You really don't want to premeditate that much. You just want to be in the moment and let your heart speak through your mouth what your husband means to you.
And let me give you an example of this. We have the scripting of some pillow talk in the Bible. And if we take it out of context and we're like, here's your script. Your hair is like a flock of goats streaming down from Gilead. That's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, Song of Songs 5. That was Song of Songs.
But I'll bet in context.
In context, that was hot. That was a big turn on in context. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I really think that point is very important to just, this is from the heart. This is like in the moment. And then also, I think too, it's important to like, because I can do this, right? Afterward, don't then go, oh my gosh, all the things I said were silly and weird and stupid. Okay. Because you could do that with the Song of Songs, right? Did I really tell him that his hair is like a flock of goats? What a weird thing to say, right? So just know that whatever you said during Pillow Talk, the man in the Song of Songs said something weirder, okay?
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Your teeth are like a flock of ewes. Did I really say that during sex? Did I really say that? So weird. Okay,
there are some weird things in the Song of Songs.
There are some super weird things. But again, like within the moment.
Yeah.
And also within the context of the time, the historical context. Like those were beautiful, lovely, like enticing things that the husband said to his wife, and then vice versa. Like she says some funny things too. I think like your loins are like a work of sculpture or something, she says. It's just like incredible.
Like the statue of David.
You are welcome to take some notes from the Song of Songs. And I want to encourage you to, if you're looking for what is it that people say during sex that upholds the dignity of the act, I want you to read through Song of Songs, because that is like God gave us a phenomenal example of how to talk during sex in a way that upholds the dignity of the person and the dignity of the act. I think it was, I cannot remember which saint it was, but somebody on their commentary on the Song of Songs, it might have been John Paul II, realistically. I read all sorts of John Paul II. But the commentary was the lovers in the Song of Songs, it's almost as if it's this conversation of lovers before the fall. Like this conversation is so pure, and the dignity of the act is upheld so perfectly, and the dignity of the person is upheld so perfectly in this spousal relationship that's in the Song of Songs, that it's almost as if this is like Adam and Eve. Like this is their conversation. This is how they entered into union together before the fall. So I think that's really lovely to look at too. And I want to also share with you a really fun idea, like a super fun idea. I got this actually from one of my students in the Wanna Enjoy It program. And this was like her husband came up with this. And I was like, this is amazing. But they like started foreplay and they were like kissing a little bit. And then the husband like paused and pulled out the Bible and opened up the Song of Songs and read a chapter. And then they kept going. And then he paused and he read another chapter. And then they kept going. And like they like read the Song of Songs during foreplay and just went back and forth between reading the Bible and like arousing each other. It was
That's
amazing.
Really cool.
I mean,
That's
like,
really cool.
It was amazing. I don't know. Obviously, I assume it was amazing.
Hopefully you weren't there.
I was definitely not there.
The idea was amazing.
The idea was amazing. I was like,
Yeah.
what an incredible idea. How beautiful. What an amazing way to uphold the dignity of the act.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
could
wow.
I think you could do the same thing with a prayer in the book of Tobit, right? And pull that out as you begin foreplay. And please don't be weirded out with this, you guys. Like, sex is a beautiful gift from God.
Yeah.
And sex is biblical, right? We have the entire Song of Songs.
Yeah.
This is like praying with sex is right, and it's ordered, and it's justified. Like, it's a good thing. Like, sex is not this dirty thing that we have to just put in the closet. And that's what we were talking about with the dirty talk. Like, that phrase is not helpful.
Yeah. No, it's not. And I think, just to go back 1 second, like, if you are really just, I was hoping this would be more practical, like, just how can I dirty
Oh, I could
talk
give
in
you
an
some
illicit
more
way?
scripts. I got the Song of
She
Songs
can give you
open
more
right
scripts,
here.
yeah. Because you're obviously not going to be telling your husband he's like a flock of goats or like a flock of
What are you
ewes or
talking
whatever.
about? Actually, you know what? If you want a good one, chapter 8, verse 6 and further. Set me as a seal on your heart, as a seal on your arm. Like, beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's what we really need to be thinking about, is this isn't so much about, I think that with the dirty talk, right, it's about turning your spouse on through, like, sexual imagery, right? Versus turning them on with just romance and flattery and just, like, an expression of true love. Right? So think about us as women. Do we want to hear you're a naughty girl, or do you want to hear, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful? Right? Like, what would you rather hear? What's going to really put you in the mood more? I would say take that idea of what you know would turn you on more and flip that over to your husband. What would he rather hear? Some men, I'm sure, would say, yeah, go ahead, call me a naughty boy. But no, like, ultimately, like, in our house, we do, like, my husband will always tell the kids, like, I'm the king and mama's the queen. You guys are the prince and princesses, right? Like, that's
cute.
like,
I love
that's how our household is, right? Like, why can mama have dessert, but I can't? It's because mama's the queen, okay? But, like, this understanding that, like, there is a difference between us, right? And sometimes, oh my gosh, let me tell you right now, calling your husband a king, man, that's way better than saying he's a naughty boy or a dirty boy or whatever it is.
I think that's in
Call
Song of
him-
Songs. I think there's some
think it is.
kingly imagery.
There is, yeah,
in there.
some, like, royal imagery, yeah. Call your husband a king, holy cow. Watch his confidence and his pride, just, like, he'll walk 10 feet taller.
And let's call it out here. I think this is really important as we close out this episode.
Yeah.
That if you're like, oh, but the only thing that turns me on is that, like, dirty talk, is those words. Like, that is what turns me on. That's what gets me excited. That's disordered.
Yeah.
That actually probably should be brought to confession. I'm not kidding. And I'm
And
not
to therapy,
judging
maybe.
you for having, like, for that kind of conversation. But I need you to know that it is disordered to rely on badly connotated language
Yeah.
to get you in the mood for the most intimate act that two human beings can have. The act in which we are able to image the triune God. It doesn't make sense, right? And so I think if you're, oh, but I need that, or my husband needs that, and that's the only way we get in the mood, I think you need to take a good hard look at that and bring that to prayer, bring that to adoration, and say, wow, Lord, untwist my mind in this area. Help me to recognize the goodness and the beauty of this act and the dignity of this act, and help me to experience turn on for this act and interest in this act in ways that are dignified instead of ways that are undignified. And I think a novena to Our Lady Undoer of Knots would be
that's a good one.
A really good one here if that's what you experience.
But also, I think it's important to say that it's not necessarily your fault, right? Like, definitely bring it to confession, but let's also realize the fact that the devil has been working forever to twist the meaning of sex.
Absolutely.
Right? And we know the majority of culture sees sex as this like dirty, forbidden thing versus what it really is as an image of God. Right?
Yeah, I put an
That's
Instagram reel out
intentional.
saying sex is an image of God, and you would not believe the comments that I got on
radical. That is radical, right? Like, the devil has won the majority over in this sense, right? But it's our job now to take it back. Like, the fact that if you are this person who, like, dirty talk is really what does it for you, of course, we've been, like, submersed in that from the time we were babies. You don't even realize it. Like, we've been submersed in that culture. You absorb things just so subconsciously, right? So it's not like what did you do that no, I'm sure the majority of people would prefer dirty talk over like pillow talk, right? This loving, romantic pillow talk. But it doesn't change the fact that because God is the designer of sex, right? He is the creator of it. It is out of order with his intention for it, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we mean by disordered. So yeah, it's not your fault, but it is now your responsibility.
Yes, right? You've now been informed, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm telling you, Song of Songs, like, we have a script.
That's what's up.
It's gorgeous.
It's in there.
It's
if
incredible. And just to entice you a little bit more, I want you to go open up your Bible to Song of Songs, chapter 5, verse 14. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to go look it up. It's a good one.
Cliffhanger.
Thanks so much for listening. If you have ever gotten any value from this podcast, could you do me a favor really quick? Go into the podcast app that you are listening in, and if it gives you an option to rate and review, please rate and review this podcast. It helps us so much in reaching new listeners and spreading the word about this podcast. Thanks so much for listening.